Charles I was 5 foot 6 inches tall at the start of his reign, but only 4 foot 8 inches tall at the end of it. The reign of Charles I was not well liked by the people of Great Britain. Charles I was a devout man of God, an absolutist who did not have any patience for Parliament, and had a genetic line of succession. These beliefs and policies of Charles I led to the English Civil War and the rise to power of another despot, Oliver Cromwell, Lord Protector of the Commonwealth. Despite this change in government, Oliver Cromwell and Charles I are strikingly similar. Personal convictions and policies of these two individuals should not be overlooked. Charles I was a man of God. He was a devout Anglican who followed the teachings of William Laud, Archbishop of Canterbury. William Laud's ideal aesthetic for Anglicanism was similar to that of the Catholics. A popular denomination amongst the English and Scottish were Puritanism and Presbyterianism, respectively. Laudianism was not popular amongst the common people of Britain. Similar to many Catholic monarchs at the time, Charles was an absolutist. He believed he was chosen by God to rule over England exclusively. For a country that pioneered representative government with a parliament, that idea was a concern for the English people. In their eyes, these problems would continue. The Stuart legacy and the troubles of the British subjects would continue as Charles I's son would continue as heir apparent. Charles, in his stubbornness, closed the Parliament frequently. They eventually had enough and declared war on the royalty of England. Oliver Cromwell led the New Model Army to victory. Charles I was beheaded, and Cromwell eventually reigned over England and the rest of the Commonwealth as Lord Protector. Now, let's take a look at the life of Oliver Cromwell. Oliver Cromwell was a devout Puritan. The Puritans wanted to make the Church of England as simplified as possible. Prayer and the Bible were the only focus, and there was to be no ornaments in the church. They were seen as unnecessary distractions. Many of the people were dissatisfied with the starkness of the Puritan church and did not approve of it. They wanted their liturgy to be somewhere between the stark Puritans and the nearly Catholic Laudians. Part of Cromwell's religiousness was the belief that he should be the sole ruler of the British Isles that was appointed by God. Even though he was once a member of it, Cromwell did not like Parliament. He reduced the size of the Parliament to a rump. He eventually closed it. When a new Parliament opened up, it was known as the Barebones Parliament, and it sat for less than a year. Cromwell, like his predecessor, also had his family as next in line for the Lord Protectorate. Although it was not officially an inherited title, Oliver's son, Richard, took over after Oliver died without much contest. The people of Great Britain and Ireland were outraged by the regime of Cromwell. They eventually restored the monarchy and placed Charles II on the throne. Like Charles I, Oliver Cromwell was beheaded. However, unlike Charles I, Oliver Cromwell was beheaded post-mortem and his head was put on a pike. Thanks for watching. Be sure to share this video and subscribe for more. Check out my other video on English history, The War Started by an Ear.